Hello, everybody. Now, I'm going to continue in the second part that I'm talking about the mind toxins. Now, in the last episode, I just tried to go into details how the brain functioned, what is the negative part when the brain activity is controlled and is pushed to function under some toxins activity, under some toxin governing, because that toxin govern the brain function in a process of thinking. Now, so we talk about that the greed. Now, let's talk about today. There are a couple of them that I want to really go over. Another one is lying. A lot of people lie. Sometimes people lie, especially the politician. You hear them in the morning say something, in the evening say something else. You see them today saying something, and tomorrow say something else. Just opposite, that inverse. This is a very, very powerful negative things. It's very negative. It's very dysfunctional for the brain. It's a big problem in the brain function, in the brain metabolic activity. You see, so let's go a little bit deep in this one. I want to cover more of those mind toxin today, if we can, in this episode. But if not, we'll just do as least as possible. Now, let's see. As I said, that the brain, our brain, is designed to function based on the law. Some people call divine law. I would just call just the law of the creator, with the architect. Because when architect, designed the body, it designed not only where the arm's supposed to be, how the brain has to function, but it designed how the brain function, how the brain function is controlling various organs, but is also how the mind function. So make it simple. The mind has to function based on honesty. See, it's very interesting to know the brain function based on the honesty. Now, when people lie, so right away enter in some dishonest mode. When go in a dishonest mode, you see, it changes. The brain activity changes totally. Because the brain has to go in a different mode, in a different stage of functioning. You see, brain know how to create, how to function, getting the information, process the information, taking decision. Now, when people lie, and the lying become a controlling the mind activity, so then has to deform the information which is extracted from the information department, the memory department. So the information has to be distorted. If the information is certain way, but when you want that information to create out of that information something else, then you have to distort the information, to change each pattern, to change its anatomy, let's put it that way. Now, so then the mind takes the decision based on the information, but the mind, when take the decision, there is a fight of how the information is and how the information we want to be. So it's a lot of work. The mind has to work excessively, has to work 2 times. One time work based of the proper information, how the information was. But when take the decision, it has to change the quality of information, has to change the quality how the information was processed, has to make a different quality, a different work. So the mind has to work differently than it's supposed to work, which is much harder. It's more difficult. It has to work 2 times. One time to process the information, how the information is. Another time has to really change everything to make it differently. So it's double work, a game, double effort from the brain. But here it's something more complicated. let's see. So based on some information, we just, that person just think that nobody knows. Terrible, terrible. Just try to underappreciate some other people, thinking that they are stupid, but they know. So they already create some wrong relation with the surrounding people. People know that they are lying. They lie. They don't pay attention to them. They don't take them serious. So they are just disrespect. Disrespect, really, the word doesn't mean much, but disrespect meaning that doesn't give you sometimes what you need, doesn't give you sometimes what you want, because they think you lie. Now, it comes something even more complicated. And I forgot to mention that the decision taken is a decision based on lie. So come out something else than supposed to be. People know, people see. So people already see their things, and they put you at a different level. They think, wait a minute, this person is a liar, is not a real good person. So let's treat them as a not good person, as a liar, not as a serious person. So this is the energy that you get for some other people. But here comes something else, I would say even more complicated. Now, you know that you lie, because it's impossible not to know, right? Because you lie. You know that you lie. Since in the morning you say something, in the evening the same thing you just put in a different words. You put opposite, various, different way. So you do on purpose, right? You know that you lie. But then the brain has to create parallel, a different pattern of thinking, different way to think, to defend, to get protected, to defend. Wait a minute, I lie here, I just deliver something untruth, and I know. I feel more normal supposed to feel guilty for that. But as you're doing all the time, the guilt become a pattern, which is still bad. That guilt comes down your life. But because you are afraid that you are caught, because you really don't feel that you should be, whatever you're lying, it should be believed, right? And you know it's not. It's getting such messed up in the brain. But the best thing, the most biggest effort is for the brain to create permanently some defensive mechanism to defend yourself, knowing that you lie. The brain knows that it lies, right? So the brain has to create some defensive mechanism to get defended, to get protected towards these dishonest things. Because it's a conflict inside the brain between being honest and being dishonest. It's always conflict. The conflict creates brain tension, create brain stress, create brain pressure. So exactly what I mentioned, how the brain, what happened with the anatomically and physiologically with the brain work, what happened in this situation when the brain is abused, when you put the brain to work more than supposed to work double more. When the brain is under pressure in that conflict between lying and between not supposed to lie, between honesty and dishonesty, because it's a conflict. If those people, they do that, they don't realize because it become a pattern, but there is a conflict there. Another thing is that the brain has to create another parallel mechanism to be defended, not to be caught. Sometimes people are afraid, but that fear become a normal thing. So those people, they don't feel that fear, but it is a fear. They don't feel the fear that they are caught. You see, and also the brain has to really create, as I said before, a mechanism to really develop a mechanism to defend. In case the people catch you with a lie, then you have to come with an explanation based on that lie. Has to make up. The brain has to make up some story which doesn't exist, with some untrue story. So the brain really works very hard very, very hard. So this is called the brain deterioration. You will see some people that's going through the high function, right? They go enter in that high function with a regular hair color and come out with a white. Why? Because simple. For the stress, the muscles around the head affect they lose the hair. It's happened that things in a different situation, not only in those pathological thinking, but the head get affected. Some people just get sick. Some people get, even healthy is deteriorated. If they have a small problem, when you start this type of life, during the time, being pressure from all the time in this situation, lying, so the brain getting tense up the body. If there is some problem somewhere, I did explain to the primary cause of disease. So again, when the brain gets stressed, get tense, the whole body get tense. Or is the problem there? The problem get aggravated, getting worse, getting getting bigger, so that the body suffer. So here we amplify the stress, which is the brain tension, which the same one, the brain tension. This is the secondary cause. Now amplifies the primary cause, okay, which is the tension, the muscle tension in the body, where there is a small anatomic abnormality that aggravate. That is the primary tension. That is a small things with some abnormality over there, whether hereditary or congenitally or post-traumatic. So this is the primary cause. Even the primary cause are really amplified when the secondary cause get increased. When the stress get increased, even though we call the secondary cause, because as a word, the other one is first, the brain is after, okay? We just decide that it's a hereditary problem or post-traumatic problem. This is the first. But if it's not a stress, those problems stay small. It's not a problem. It doesn't go bigger, or it gets very slowly with aging. Right? But when the stress get amplified, increases, the primary stress, the primary problem, it increasing, and the disease which is caused by the primary cause is just increasing tremendously. So this, you see how the brain affect how the brain tension, which is affected by those toxins, are amplified. We just spoke about what we spoke about, just the lying and greed. Now will be another episode. I'll stop here because it's not easy to talk about those toxins. So it is not easy for me to talk, which I'm doing. I'm fine. This is my way to be, way to live. But it's not easy for you guys to hear that. Now I'm going to go for the other next episode. I'm going to talk for some other brain toxins, mind toxin, not brain toxin, some other mind toxins, and I will just explain how those affect the brain. It's good for you to know, in case that you are affected by one of them, you know how to heal it. And you know what is the damage caused by that, you know how to heal it, you know how to help other people. Okay, my friends, so I wish you good luck and a lot of power to really process this video, and we go for the next one, which is couple more brain toxin, and then later on we just get for another beautiful episode, which is will be more relaxing. Okay, all the best and see you next time.